Good evening, it's Brian here at Fitzpatrick's garage in Dublin Road, Kildare. I want to show you this car here. Grand long evening for once. Honda Civic, 1 litre turbo. This is a black sedan.
We are Fitzpatrick's garage at Dublin Road, Kildare, main Honda, Hyundai and Mercedes agents. Family run business, actually in operation for almost 70 years. So like we were saying, the car we're going to look at is this really nice black Honda Civic, and this is the sedan model.
If there's any information you want in the car, call, text, WhatsApp, whatever suits, 086 843 1945. If you want information about the car, if you want information about finance, or if you want information about trading in.
So this sedan model was actually launched in 2018. It is a super smart looking car. It's a nice shaped car, it's just distinctive, it's a little bit different. And actually what people like about this, the Civic has been quite an aggressive looking car. But what's nice about the sedan, it's just a little bit more subtle. Subtle in one way, but still a very interesting shaped car. This particular car has actually been part of our own fleet and it's now for sale at a discounted price. So what we're going to do in this video is we are going to look around the car on the outside, and we're going to have a drive in the car, and we're going to have a look at the features on the inside also.
I do apologise about the light.
I've come into the backyard because it's a little bit less noisy, but the light is fading a bit. But anyway, let's have a look around. This particular Civic is actually a 1 litre turbo petrol.
So the 1 litre turbo engine in those cars, it is a VTEC turbo engine. It is 124 horsepower. It's €200 a year for road tax. Realistic fuel efficiency somewhere in the region of 5.5 to 6 litres per 100 kilometres, which is kind of 40 to 45 miles per gallon.
And that engine's actually been out since 2017, and it's been a really reliable unit. And what's cool about the car is everyone that comes to drive it, when they get out of it, they cannot believe it is a 1 litre. There's really good power in it. But don't take my word for it, come try it yourself, and you'll see it when we drive it anyway.
Things worth talking about on the front of the sedan. A lot of chrome, and that's why I like black in this particular car, so we normally try and put black ones on. Chrome along the grille. So as you can see, normally a hatchback one along here has a black grille, whereas there is chrome on the sedan version. While
silver is usually a really nice colour, I just think the black shows up the chrome really well at the front, and you'll see as we move down the side of the car there's some more chrome features also.
The headlights in these cars are automatic, so we can actually turn them on from the key once we unlock the car. But what's also pretty cool is actually at night time they come on themselves, which is deadly, but in terms of when you meet traffic they actually dip themselves. When you go to an unlit area they actually go full by themselves, and the key does some more stuff, because what I can do is I can actually let the windows down on the car using the key. Well, they're down already, so I can also lock the car and bring the windows back up, and the wing mirrors actually retract in as well. Other things that are worth mentioning are front fog lights are standard. I love the side repeaters on these cars, or the side markers. I just think they give it a really kind of cool European look. And then the other thing is there's a little radar down here, which we'll see in a while when we sit inside the car. There's some very cool dynamic safety features on the car. So if you remember a while ago, I was talking about chrome. So looking down the side of the car, remember there was a big chrome grille along the front, which they call that solid wing face, I think. Chrome handle, chrome around the window. And these wheels are a nice diamond cut wheel, so you'll see how shiny and reflective they are. When those wheels are turning against artificial light or sunlight, they are really cool looking. And they're slightly different on the hatchback versus the saloon. So this is a hatchback, it's got black wheels, whereas the saloon has the exact same wheel, but it's polished silver.
Like, that is a really cool looking shaped car. It's kind of that kind of Grand Coupe kind of style I think a lot of saloons go for these days, but it works really well on this Civic, I think. Moving around onto the back of the car, one of the most notable features I think on these, those tail lights. When you're behind one of these at night time, it is one of the most distinctive shaped cars I find with those tail lights.
Look how big they are. And there's big LEDs inside, so it's just very smart looking. One point of note, Fitzpatrick's Garages.ie, the car's part of our own fleet, so it had a little transfer sticker. We will take that off. But if you want to leave it on, that'd be even better. But I know we will. We'll take it off anyway. But the car needs to be cleaned and all that stuff. So anyway, continuing.
As we were saying earlier, some people, when they looked at the hatchback when it came out, they really liked it. But they did say it's a little bit aggressive for what I want in the car. So the saloon fills that gap lovely. That's for somebody that really likes the Civic, but they just want something slightly more subtle.
If you can call a shape like that subtle. But it actually is. Just a little bit more conservative than the hatchback. It's classy. And actually, the boot on the saloon is a little bit bigger than its hatchback counterpart. I will say I do like the way the hatchback loads up, but the saloon, in fairness, does have a larger literage area when it comes to the boot. And even though it is a saloon model, you can still drop the seats down like you would in a hatchback car, so you end up with a massive long load area. So I'm going to go for a drive in the car in a sec. I just want to show you the inside for a minute just before it gets too dark, and then after that we'll have a look in terms of how she drives, and then after that, sorry, I always use that word she, and then after that what we'll do is we'll have a look at the dash and stuff like that. So in around the back we have nice brushed aluminium, electric for window, child lock in through here. And then in terms of the seats, there is 3 head restraints. There's 3 3-point safety belts. There's Isofix over here. There's Isofix over here. And then there's also an armrest in the centre. And in terms of size, if you are sitting into this car, headroom, so I'm 6 foot. If I sit back, I'm quite comfortable. That's the headroom I have there. And actually, that is the legroom I would have if I was sitting behind myself, which is impossible. That's how it would look. Anyway, let's have a look at the front. In terms of the front, we have electrics for windows and mirrors. So we got a beeping sound to tell us that the headlights are on. Over here we have a release button for the boot, and as we saw already, we can do that from the key anyway. Over here we have aluminium pedals, and in through here, front and rear park sensors. There's also collision mitigation and lane departure warning. Just notice, actually, it does look like it's quite dirty around the floor. That's from my feet, because I just put it through the car wash, so they're a little bit damp. The car is in really good condition because it is nearly new. Anyway, the collision mitigation, under 32 kilometers an hour, if you don't hit the brakes and you're about to impact an object and the car senses it, it's going to try and stop you. And then the other thing, lane departure warning. If you are driving along, the steering will vibrate, not as violently as that, a little bit, just a little bit if you drift across a white line without using your indicator. But I suppose I better point out, actually, some of these autonomous features I'm going to talk to you about in terms of safety, you don't have to have them. Some of them you do, and some of them are really useful, but 1 or 2 of them there, you make the choice whether you want them or not. So what we're going to do is go for a bit of a drive in the car. First thing is, if you want to get comfortable, steering wheel goes up and down and in and out, and the seat I'm in is height adjustable, and I can go backwards and forwards, and I even have lumbar support for my lower back. As we're saying, this engine is 1 litre, 124 horsepower, but it's a little thumper. There's actually a lovely tone off it when you drive it on. Into second gear. If you're curious about how the car drives in terms of acceleration and stuff like that, obviously come try it, but just to give you an idea, because some people are always worried about, is a 1 litre engine powerful enough? So we're at pretty much 0, 4 kilometers an hour. Not being hard in the car, but we're going to drive it up through the gears. First gear, into second, into third, and there you go. There is 100 kilometers an hour down into fourth. So like we were saying, it's got all the safety features. First of all, you see the red lights come on, and I also have that vibration on the steering, very, very light, but just to warn me that I've drifted over the white line. And there's other safety features we'll have a look at in a sec as well. So in terms of how they drive, they sit lovely in the road. The Civic's really wide, so there's lovely wide track in it, so it makes you feel really confident on a back road like this, and it pulls along really nicely as well. Other cool things up along through here, then we have our speed sign recognition, so it just tells me as I go through a speed sign if there's no overtaking or what exact speed I should be doing. So let's do another bit of acceleration. First gear, into second gear. The sun is a bit nasty this evening, up into third gear, and we're gone, unfortunately, out of speed limit. So this is just to show you how stable it is, gives you some idea of how the car drives. Other features in here, cruise control and lane keep assist. So the cruise, I can set my speed, but I also have a speed limiter as well, so what that'll do is it'll limit my speed, but if it sees a speed sign, it'll slow me down to correspond to the speed sign, so intelligent speed limiting. And then the lane keep assist on this kind of road is not as good, but on a motorway, it's actually actively trying to keep you between the lines. So a very, very cool passive safety feature. But as I said already, you don't have to have them on. Anyway, hopefully the view gives you some idea of what the cars like to drive. This, in my opinion, is one of the nicest saloon cars in that segment at the moment. I mean, in fairness, it looks well and it actually drives really well. And you know what else is nice about the Honda? It's something just a little bit different. It's nice to have something that's not absolutely everywhere on the road. You want people to be an individual. So what we'll do now is have a look around the inside of the cabin just to see what kind of features are in the car. So we talked about some of the safety features, and you saw the camera for reversing, and you've seen the parking sensors and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, when you're sitting in the car, this is the exact view you're going to see in front of you. So this is the clock that we saw when we were driving. So I can toggle through information such as average speed, fuel efficiency, navigation, speed sign recognition, safety belts on or off, audio, maintenance, all that kind of information in through there. And that's all controlled from over here. As we were saying, we had the cruise control with intelligent speed limiting, and it's got adaptive cruise control. So if you were actually on cruise and the person in front of you slows down, you slow down to correspond without having to touch the brake as well. The functionality that you're going to use here then is located just up here on the dash. The clocks are all digital and they look quite cool as well, nice and bright. So when we look over to our left, then we see Honda Connect, which is going to include even things like your navigation, parking assist camera. Actually has a couple of different modes on it, in fairness. Bluetooth and audio, so you can stream music or you can go via USB because there's 2 USB connectors, but a lot of people these days are going to use smartphone connection. So Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, plug it in, all your apps and all that kind of stuff. Not all of them, but a lot of them come up on the screen, so you can use Spotify and Google Maps even. You can ask Google to tell you a joke. Heating controls down underneath then, so you got some hard buttons underneath, and then you got some touch and swipe setup in through here, so different temperatures on each side of the car also. Over through here then we have that sweet 6-speed gearbox, which is lovely to use. Don't take my word for it, come try it yourself. Parking brake in through here, economy function, start stop function, and a hill assist mode. And over through here then there is some drinks holders, 2 drinks holders, another USB connector and an armrest, and as we were saying already, there is more USB connectors just located down through here. We're going to have to give them a black mark for that because it's a little bit awkward where the USB connectors are, but they're still very usable. In terms of safety overall, I've got an airbag, I've got an airbag, I've got an airbag, I've got an airbag, and over here I've got an airbag, I've got an airbag, I've got a big red nose for some reason today. All these doors have side impact protection beams, and there's even things like anti-whiplash head restraints so your head doesn't go as far backwards if you're rear-ended from behind. There's anti-lock brakes, there's emergency brake distribution, there's emergency brake assist. It's a really safe car overall, that's what I'm trying to say to you. And before we leave the cabin, wipers are automated, and we already talked about the lights being automated also. So there you have it. That is a 1-litre turbo Smart Plus Honda Civic sedan. This car here is for sale from our own fleet at a discounted price, and the mileage is quite low. So if you want any information on the car, call, text, WhatsApp, whatever suits. 086 843 1945. Brian is my name, Fitzpatrick's Garage. Hopefully this car is of interest. Thanks for taking time to watch.